Mark Manson is an American author, blogger, and entrepreneur, born on March 9, 1984, in Austin, Texas. Manson is best known for his books The Subtle Art of Not Giving F, which both became international bestsellers. His writing focuses on personal development, relationships, and the challenges of modern life. Here are some important lessons from his books. You have a choice. Mark stresses on the fact that we have no control what happens to us. We didn't choose our parents or the place where we are born, but we surely do have control over our actions. We have complete control over how we react to our circumstances. Mark gives an example of his girlfriend. Some years ago, Mark's girlfriend broke up with him, and this drove him into depression. After some time, he realized that she was only responsible for leaving him, but she is not responsible for making him sad or resentful. He had no control over his girlfriend, but he has control over his emotions. He had the choice to decide whether he should get sad or not. He writes, "See, I couldn't control her. No matter how many times I called her or screamed at her or begged her to take me back or made surprise visits to her place or did other creepy and irrational ex-boyfriend things. I could never control her emotions or her actions. Ultimately, while she was to blame for how I felt, she was never responsible for how I felt. And by understanding that his reaction towards this situation is in his control, he decided not to become sad. Instead of that, he focused more on his career and moved on." Similarly, we have choice over our reactions. Whatever happens in our life, we must never forget that the reaction towards the situation is in our control, and must choose not to get sad or stressed on outside circumstances because it is not in our control. Some life situations are difficult and can make anybody sad or frustrated, but it is our choice to become sad or not. Mark says that we must choose the latter. This idea is also found in the Stoicism, where it is called the dichotomy of control. When we get struck in traffic, we can choose to become angry or remain calm. This choice is completely up to us, and we should choose our reactions wisely. By focusing only over our reaction to life situations, we can improve our productivity to a higher level. In this modern age, we easily get stressed or panicked by outside events, but we forget that our reaction towards those events is in our control, and we can choose to be calm and serene instead of getting panicked. Whenever any problem comes, just wait before responding and realize that we can choose to be calm in this situation instead of getting angry. This choice over our reactions is very much underrated, and Mark Manson wants us to realize this and be strong and unaffected by adverse situations. Happiness from problem. According to Mark Manson, happiness only comes from solving our problems. The goal of life is not to have no problems, but to have problems that we can solve. Like we solve our problem of health by taking gym membership, and this creates another problem. We have now to wake up early and exercise and eat only healthy food. But this problem of going to the gym is better than the problem of getting sick or fat. When we buy a new house, then, we also buy new problems related to cleaning and maintaining it. We have to pay taxes and make sure it is well protected. By buying a new house, we also buy problems related to it. We just have shifted from a bad problem to a good problem. In reality, problems never go away. They just keep becoming better and better. He writes, happiness comes from solving problems. The key word here is solving. If you're avoiding your problems or feel like you don't have any problems, then you're going to make yourself miserable. If you feel like you have problems that you can't solve, you will likewise make yourself The secret sauce is in the solving of the problems, not in not having problems in the first place. The continuous supply of happiness comes from solving our problems. Rich people have the problem of handling a large amount of money, and other people have family-related problems. Even kids have toys-related problems. So in that sense, problems never go away from life, they just keep improving themselves. So we don't have to look for a life without problems, but we have to go after better problems. Problems will never leave us, and if we try to eliminate it, then we will be frustrated and miserable. Accepting our present problems and solving them will give us real happiness, not by eliminating them. We just have to look for a life which have better problems than in present moment. Problems are an integral part of life, but we have to look at it with another perspective. Through this perspective, problems can be solved easily than earlier. What do you want? Marx says that everyone wants to be successful, but very few people can handle the pain through which success can be achieved. Instead of asking what we want in our life, we should ask, what pain do we want in our life? Are we willing to bear that pain? He writes, for example, most people want to get the corner office and make a boatload of money. But not many people want to suffer through 60-hour work weeks, long commutes, obnoxious paperwork, and arbitrary corporate hierarchies to escape the confines of an infinite cubicle hell. At first, that may sound illogical, but in order to achieve our goal, we must first choose and accept the pain through which we will achieve that goal. The key here is to sacrifice the pleasures in choosing for pain. Only by doing this, we can achieve success. Choosing the pain in future, we can get us comfort and relief in future. We must be very honest with ourselves when asking this question and should not act immediately but by pondering over it. According to Manson, people get unsuccessful because they can't tolerate the pain. They just want the result, but they can't take the pain and hence they fail. We should take our attention from the goal and direct it to the process and prepare ourselves for the pain. Pain is the currency by which we can buy success. Mark reminds us that there is no shortcut to success. If we want success, then pain is inevitable. In this hustle culture, many people want to avoid the pain in their life. They don't understand that life without pain is not possible. Without any pain, success is not possible. So instead of avoiding pain, we must accept that pain and tolerate it to our best. Life is not about avoiding the pain, but to choose the best pain which we can tolerate. Our authenticity. Another important lesson that Manson teaches is the importance of authenticity. He believes that we should be true to ourselves, even if that means going against the norms and expectations of society. Manson encourages his readers to be honest about their strengths and weaknesses, and to embrace their unique quirks and flaws. He argues that authenticity is the key to building meaningful relationships and achieving personal fulfillment. We don't need to be like others, and neither do others to look like us. Life could be very smooth. We just accept the way we are and don't try to be like others. This doesn't mean that we don't improve ourselves. We will improve ourselves, but not to be like others. The example given in here by Manson is of Charles Bukowski, who was an alcoholic and gambler. His life was a complete mess, but then also he didn't try to be like anybody else. He kept his identity with himself and didn't change it in any way. And after some years of struggles, he finally succeeded as an author. The takeaway point is that we are complete in ourselves and we don't need to mimic others. Everybody is unique in her own way, and there is nothing wrong about this. Thank you for watching.